Some coins look ordinary, but their stories are anything but. Each half-dollar in this video hides rare secrets, minting errors, and shocking auction prices. You will see coins struck in silver, copper, nickel, and special bicentennial editions that changed U.S. history. Some of these coins sold for thousands, while others still sit unnoticed in change. Every detail, from the mint mark to the strike, can mean the difference between face value and fortune. Watch closely, because one of these Kennedy half-dollars might be sitting in your collection right now. The 1994 Kennedy half-dollar carries both historical and collector interest. Although most examples are common, certain mint states and errors make this coin worth real attention. The Kennedy half-dollar series began in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy after his assassination. The design, by Gilroy Roberts and Frank Gasparro, features Kennedy's portrait on the obverse and the presidential seal on the reverse. The 1994 issue is part of the copper-nickel-clad series that replaced the earlier 40% silver composition used until 1970. In 1994, the Philadelphia and Denver mints struck more than 50 million Kennedy half-dollars for circulation, with additional proof coins made in San Francisco. The Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark, while the Denver pieces display a small D. Proofs from San Francisco feature an S mint mark. Most 1994 Kennedy halves are still worth face value in circulated condition, but uncirculated and proof specimens bring premiums based on quality and eye appeal. In mint state grades, a 1994 P or D half-dollar can sell for $5 to $20. Brilliant uncirculated examples with strong luster and clean surfaces often reach $50. Certified MS-67 coins from either mint can bring $150 to $300, and MS-68 coins have sold for over $1,000 at auction. Proof versions, especially deep cameo examples graded PR69 DCAM or PR70 DCAM, are highly sought by collectors. A PR70 deep cameo 1994 S proof can command between $250 and $400, depending on market demand. Collectors also seek varieties and mint errors. Off-center strikes, die cracks, and double dies can multiply a coin's value several times. A well-centered off-strike 1994 Kennedy half-dollar in mint condition can bring $200 or more. Coins with visible doubling in the motto, "In God We Trust," or on Kennedy's hair, are considered valuable errors, often selling between $150 and $500 depending on the degree of doubling. The 1994 Kennedy half-dollar represents the transition of the series into modern minting standards. Quality control improved during the 1990s, but a few anomalies still escape the presses, giving collectors opportunities to find unique pieces in circulation. The coin's size and design also make it popular among beginners who enjoy the distinctive appearance of the half-dollar. To identify a premium example, examine the luster, strike sharpness, and absence of contact marks. Coins stored in original mint sets or proof sets retain the highest quality. Look for cameo contrast on proofs where Kennedy's portrait appears frosted against a mirror-like background. This visual effect increases the coin's desirability and market value. While most 1994 half-dollars remain accessible, the finest known examples continue to appreciate as registry set collectors compete for top-graded coins. The coin's continued affordability and connection to American history make it a steady favorite among U.S. coin enthusiasts. A perfect coin from this year, whether proof or business strike, represents a snapshot of 1990s minting and the enduring respect for President Kennedy's legacy. Approximate values by type: circulated, 50 cents to $2, uncirculated, MS-65, $10 to $25, gem, MS-67 to MS-68, $150 to $1,200, proof, PR69 to PR70 deep cameo, $75 to $400, major mint error, $150 to $600. Every 1994 Kennedy half-dollar tells a story of design evolution, national memory, and collector passion. Whether pulled from circulation or sealed in a pristine holder, this coin continues to connect generations of collectors with the spirit of American history through the face of one of its most beloved presidents. The 1964 Kennedy half-dollar remains one of the most emotional and historically charged coins ever produced by the United States Mint. Created in the wake of President John F. Kennedy's assassination, it became a national tribute that captured the heart of an entire nation. Americans lined up at banks in early 1964 to obtain one, treating it not as currency, but as a personal memorial. Within days of its release, nearly every coin vanished from circulation. This was the first year of the Kennedy half-dollar series, and it was struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, making it the last regular issue half-dollar with that much silver. The obverse, designed by Gilroy Roberts, displays a striking left-facing portrait of Kennedy, modeled after his presidential medal. The reverse, by Frank Gasparo, features the presidential seal with the American eagle clutching an olive branch and arrows, surrounded by 50 stars. The powerful symmetry of these designs turned the coin into an instant classic. In 1964, the Mint struck an enormous number of these coins to meet public demand, with more than 273 million made between the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The Philadelphia issues carry no mint mark, while the Denver versions display a small D below Kennedy's neck. Despite this high mintage, most were hoarded immediately, leaving few in regular circulation. The coin's silver content made it even more desirable as silver prices rose in the years that followed. Collectors today value this coin for both its silver content and its emotional significance. Circulated pieces usually trade for $12 to $15, depending on silver prices, while uncirculated examples bring higher premiums. Brilliant mint state coins graded MS-65 to MS-66 typically sell between $40 and $120. Superb examples graded MS-67 or better can exceed $1,000. The 1964 D version, especially with full strike and luster, remains highly desirable among specialists. The proof coins struck in San Francisco are the real highlights of this issue. These proofs, produced with mirrored fields and frosted relief, were sold directly to collectors. Regular proof sets from 1964 sell for around $50 to $70, but coins with strong cameo or deep cameo contrast are worth much more. A deep cameo PR69 has sold for more than $3,000, while a perfect PR70 deep cameo example reached over $7,500 at auction. These top-graded coins are among the most beautiful modern proofs ever produced by the U.S. Mint. From a collector's standpoint, the 1964 issue stands at the crossroads of emotion and economics. In the broader market, this coin continues to set benchmarks. An MS-68 example sold for more than $12,000, and top-graded proof strikes command similar results. While the 1964 Kennedy half-dollar is common in lower grades, it remains the centerpiece of nearly every collection. Its combination of art, emotion, and historical timing gives it a prestige few modern coins can match. Every detail on the 1964 Kennedy half-dollar carries meaning. From the determined expression on Kennedy's face to the intricate details of the eagle's shield, it tells the story of a nation united by loss but strengthened by legacy. Decades later, the coin still represents honor, respect, and remembrance. For collectors, it is not just the first Kennedy half-dollar. It is the most important one ever made. The 1966 Kennedy half-dollar stands out as one of the most fascinating transitional coins in U.S. history. Struck during a time when silver was being phased out of circulation coinage, this coin carries a 40% silver composition, making it one of the last circulating half-dollars with real silver content. The coin's obverse features President John F. Kennedy's portrait designed by Gilroy Roberts, while the reverse, created by Frank Gasparo, shows the presidential seal surrounded by 50 stars. Both sides symbolize national pride during a period of change in the U.S. economy and minting practices. The 1966 half-dollar was struck only at the Philadelphia Mint and carries no mint mark. Over 108 million were produced, a large mintage that reflected continued public demand following Kennedy's assassination just 3 years earlier. While the coin circulated widely, most examples were quickly saved because of their silver content. Today, the 1966 Kennedy half-dollar remains an accessible, yet historically meaningful piece for collectors. In circulated condition, most 1966 Kennedy half-dollars are worth about $5 due to their silver melt value. Uncirculated coins graded MS-60 to MS-63 range from $8 to $20. High-grade mint state examples, such as MS-66 or MS-67, often sell for $100 to $250. Exceptional coins graded MS-68 have brought over $1,000 at major auctions, reflecting their scarcity in such perfect condition. The 1966 SMS special mint set versions, produced in place of proof coins that year, are especially desirable. These coins were struck with higher quality dies and exhibit sharper details and satin-like luster. SMS examples graded SP67 or SP68 can reach $150 to $400, while ultra-gem SP69 coins may exceed $800. Error varieties make this coin even more valuable. Double die obverses, off-center strikes, and die clashes are known among 1966 issues. A clear off-center strike in mint state can bring $300 or more. A strong double die example on Kennedy's profile, or the motto, "In God We Trust," can sell for $500 or higher depending on the visibility of the doubling. The 1966 Kennedy half-dollar also represents a pivotal year in American numismatics. The U.S. Mint was transitioning from 90% silver coins to clad compositions, and to discourage hoarding, mint marks were temporarily removed from all denominations. The decision made coins from 1965 to 1967 unique since they carry no mint marks, adding to their historical context. To identify a premium 1966 Kennedy half-dollar, focus on luster, strike sharpness, and the absence of bag marks. Coins with strong detail on Kennedy's hair and cheek are better struck and bring higher prices. Special mint set coins with mirrored surfaces or frosty details stand out as superior collectibles. Collectors appreciate this coin for its blend of silver content, historical relevance, and transitional design. It bridges the era of silver coinage and the modern clad coinage system. Although not rare in general, finding flawless specimens with original luster is difficult. Approximate values by type. Circulated, $4 to $6. Uncirculated, MS-65, $20 to $50. High grade, MS-67 to MS-68, $150 to $170, $1,200. SMS, SP-67 to SP-69, $150 to $800. Major error varieties, $200 to $600. The 1965 Kennedy half-dollar is more than a piece of silver. It is the first step in a new era of U.S. coinage. After 1964, when Americans hoarded every silver coin they could find, the U.S. Mint faced a national shortage. The 1965 issue became the solution, struck in a new composition of 40% silver and 60% copper. It looked the same to the eye, but it marked a historic change in America's money. Collectors noticed immediately, and the Kennedy half-dollar stayed in high demand from its first day of release. The obverse shows the same bold portrait of President John F. Kennedy designed by Gilroy Roberts, with "In God We Trust" split along the neckline. The reverse displays Frank Gasparo's detailed rendering of the presidential seal. Every eagle feather, olive branch, and arrow was carved to honor both peace and strength. Unlike the 1964 issue, the 1965 coin carries no mint mark. All pieces were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, even those later distributed nationwide. More than 65 million coins were struck, but the coin's silver content kept it out of regular circulation. People saved them in drawers and rolls, believing silver would rise in value. Today, circulated examples still trade mostly for their silver content, around $6 to $8 depending on the market. Higher-end pieces are where the real value lies. Sharp, uncirculated examples in MS65 can sell between $25 and $40. Superb pieces graded MS67 or better have brought more than $1,200 at auction. Proof-like and special mint set versions from 1965 also attract serious attention. These coins were made with special dies and extra care, giving them mirror-like fields and crisp detail. A deep cameo SMS coin with full luster can reach prices over $3,000, and top-graded pieces in PR68 DCAM have crossed $4,500. These are rare, especially since minting quality during that transition year was inconsistent. The 1965 Kennedy half-dollar also tells a story of a nation adapting. The mint was under pressure to remove silver from circulating coins entirely. The public reaction to the change revealed how deeply people cared about their currency's appearance and metal. The coin became a middle ground, still holding silver, but representing a shift toward modern alloys. It was a compromise that helped keep the economy stable while maintaining trust in U.S. coinage. Collectors often check for subtle differences between early and late strikes. Some show strong details in Kennedy's hair and the eagle's shield, while others are weakly struck. A few display light dye polishing marks or doubling on the letters of liberty and trust. While not official varieties, these traits make certain coins more desirable to specialists. Over time, this coin gained respect as a transitional issue, bridging the silver era and the clad years that followed. It remains affordable for beginners and still exciting for advanced collectors searching for high-grade survivors. Every 1965 Kennedy half-dollar carries both historical and emotional value. It connects the memory of a president, the story of changing money, and the persistence of American collectors who continue to search for perfection in small circles of silver. When you hold a 1965 Kennedy half-dollar, you hold a coin that quietly changed the country's numismatic direction. Its design honors leadership, its composition reflects change, and its survival in high grades proves how much people cared to preserve it. In the world of half-dollars, this one stands as the silent bridge between the brilliance of 1964 and the full modernization that followed in 1971. A single top-graded coin with perfect surfaces and rich luster has reached over $5,000 at auction, making it a reminder that even coins born from compromise can become treasures of American history. The 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar captures the American bicentennial spirit and remains one of the most recognized commemorative coins in U.S. history. Struck to honor the 200th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, this coin became a national keepsake. Every detail was created to celebrate freedom and resilience, blending modern craftsmanship with the pride of the original 13 colonies. Its dual date, 1776 to 1976, marks 2 centuries of American progress. This special edition replaced the standard reverse design for 1 year. Instead of the presidential seal, the reverse features Independence Hall, designed by Seth G. Huntington. The obverse still carries Gilroy Roberts' dignified portrait of President John F. Kennedy, symbolizing leadership and unity. Together, these 2 designs connect the birth of the nation with one of its most remembered presidents. The absence of the word half-dollar on the front and the large bold dates instantly set it apart from regular issues. The bicentennial Kennedy half-dollar was minted at Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia coins show no mint mark. The Denver coins carry a small D, and San Francisco produced both 40% silver and copper nickel-clad proof versions. Over 500 million were struck in total, but high-quality silver proofs are much scarcer. Many were saved in pristine condition as souvenirs, never circulating. In circulated grades, most bicentennial halves are worth about their face value. The excitement starts when you find uncirculated and proof examples. Standard uncirculated coins in MS65 trade around $10 to $15. Deep cameo proofs in PR69 DCAM, especially from San Francisco, command higher premiums of $40 to $70. The 40% silver versions are consistently in demand among both collectors and investors for their silver content. The rarest and most desirable are top-graded silver proofs. A flawless PR70 deep cameo silver bicentennial Kennedy half-dollar has sold for over $4,000 at auction. Certain examples with strong frost contrast and perfect fields are nearly impossible to find. Collectors also look for minor die varieties, such as doubled lettering or strong strikes that make these coins even more special. This coin's historical context adds to its emotional appeal. In the mid-1970s, the United States was undergoing social and political change, but the bicentennial celebrations brought a renewed sense of unity. The U.S. Mint released these special coins to reflect national pride, not just as currency, but as symbols of endurance. Americans collected them in sets, gave them as gifts, and kept them as reminders of 200 years of freedom. Even decades later, this half-dollar remains a favorite entry point for new collectors. It is affordable, widely available, and instantly recognizable. Yet, in high-end condition, it can compete with some of the most valuable modern coins. It bridges patriotism, art, and history in a way few modern issues can. Each time you see that dual date, you're reminded of how far the nation came from 1776 to 1976. It represents independence, leadership, and the continuity of American ideals. Whether it sits in a safe, a display case, or your hand, the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar carries more than silver and copper. It carries a nation's identity. For collectors who appreciate detail and significance, this coin remains timeless. Even common pieces tell a story of celebration and national pride, while the finest examples are prized treasures that can fetch thousands. The 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar proves that sometimes the most meaningful coins aren't just about rarity or metal value. They are about what they represent, and this one represents the very heart of the United States.